Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live Lesson. I hope you are doing well. It is a rather hot and balmy night here in Nashville, but we are very excited that you have joined here with us. Hey, if you can, type in where you're from. That's always fun to see where everybody is from. I see South Louisiana, I see California, Middlesbrough, England. Oh, that's great. San Antonio, Texas. Go Spurs, go. They've been having kind of a rough time, though, the last couple of games, so hopefully they'll spin out of it tomorrow.
There better be some of my South Dakota people watching.
Maybe there's some, if you're from South Dakota, definitely let us know. Donna, Texas, New York, great. Fort Davis, Texas. Oh, Rapid City.
Woo!
There we go, got a South Dakota in there. Well, I'm Steve Krenz, and you are watching Gibson's Learn and Master Guitar live lessons. Glad you have chosen to be here with us for an hour. We are very excited to be having as our special guest Rory Hoffman, who I'll introduce a little bit in just a second. Let me just kind of give you some instructions how this night's going to work. We've got some giveaways that we'll be giving away as the show progresses. We're going to be giving away an Analysis Plus great guitar cable, a great guitar stand by Cooper Stands, and I think we're giving away one of Rory's CDs, and the Epiphone electric guitar. So we're giving away all kinds of things tonight. If you want to be a part of the giveaways, then make sure you are logged into Ustream.tv into the chat so we can kind of see you in the chat, and then we can go from there. So this is the name of this show is No Excuses Jazz Guitar. So we're going to be talking a little bit about jazz guitar, as well as just the ability to conquer limitations that you may think you may have on the instrument. And so I couldn't think of a better person to have with us than the legendary Rory Hoffman is here with us, two-time winner of the Instrumentalist Christian Country Music Award Association Instrumentalist of the Year for 2004-2005. Wonderful man and incredible player. Rory, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, I'm just so glad to be here, but I'm not old enough to be a legend yet, so let's save the legend thing for a few more years.
Rory, can you open us up with a song?
Yeah, I'm going to start off with something not too awfully difficult because I just got here and haven't really warmed up too much, but I'm going to do a old tune that was written by a jazz saxophonist named Benny Carter. And he was, one of the early players of jazz music, and he wrote a tune called "When Lights Are Low," which is apropos because that's usually how I keep my lights, and in fact, I usually keep my lights off. But that being said, I'm going to do his original bridge because the Miles Davis version, he, in an effort to kind of keep his cool jazz thing going, he actually simplified the bridge a bit. And so I'm gonna take a swing at the original bridge of Benny Carter's "When Lights Are Low."
beautiful. Thank you so much, Rory.
Sure.
Wow. John, just as I was watching him do that, make sure we're getting some shots of his hand. And when you get a chance, come over and get some great shots of Rory playing. Rory, I'm so glad you are here with us. We're talking about jazz, so if you're going through the Learn to Master Guitar course, this would be around session 18 and above. So we're talking about a little bit more advanced material in this lesson as we get into jazz guitar a little bit. But let's first kind of get to know Rory a bit. Rory, how did you get started playing?
I was one of 4 children, and grew up in a family band. My dad played, my uncle played, my sisters played, I had great uncles who played, my grandpa played. There were musicians all over in the band, and so I became the drummer for the family band when I was 4 years old. But I had been teaching myself other instruments all along the way. I have an old 8-track tape of me playing piano, playing You Are My Sunshine when I was 3.
Wow.
And I started playing guitar around the same time, which is why I hold it the way I do, because the guitar was just too big for me to wrap my hand around the neck.
Mm-hmm.
And, I couldn't reach and find chords, with this big, the neck of the guitar in my hand. And the easiest way to actually make notes on the guitar was just to push on the strings.
Right.
And so, my first guitar chords were one finger. This is my G.
Right.
This is my C.
Yeah.
And, I just kind of started working it out little by little. And, then by the time I was old enough to, quote, learn properly, I didn't really want to start all over again.
Now, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in South Dakota on a little ranch north of Lemon, South Dakota. In fact, I can kind of claim both North and South Dakota because our ranch property is just across the line into North Dakota. Mm-hmm. So officially we were North Dakota residents, but we had a South Dakota mailing address. And I went to school in South Dakota, and I consider Lemon, South Dakota to be my hometown.
Right.
So I'm kind of North or South Dakota.
Now, Rory, were you born blind? Or
I was.
And so you just had to figure out how to play on your own by just hearing music around the house and trying to figure out how to make the sounds.
Yeah, just listening to what people were doing, and trying to decide how am I going to do that? I wanted to be involved in what everybody else in the family was doing. So
right.
I just started figuring out my own little way of doing it.
Are you the youngest?
No, I have a younger brother, and my older sisters are twins. So I have twin older sisters, and then it's me, and then my younger brother, Reed.
Wow. And so then talk to us a little bit about how you kind of grew up, I'm sure, playing in the family band through your teen years and all
Yep.
that. How'd you find your way to Nashville?
Well, I went to college at Aberdeen, South Dakota, at Northern State University. Mm-hmm. I was a piano major with a secondary in saxophone. The guitar teacher decided that he didn't really want to try to teach me guitar the way I play guitar. So I didn't get a guitar degree or anything. I studied piano, and then I was set to transfer to University of North Texas to get a jazz degree.
Right.
Classical music wasn't really my thing.
Right.
Although it helped, brush up some technique and stuff. But
Yeah.
I never ended up going to Texas because I went to the Christian Artist Seminar in the Rockies in Estes Park, Colorado.
Right. Estes Park. Yeah.
And I entered the piano competition, took second. I entered the instrumental competition overall and took grand champion instrumentalist with guitar.
Wow.
And from that, I met somebody who wanted to help produce my first solo record. And so that's when I came to Nashville for the very first time, was in 2000, and recorded my Blind Faith record, which is a gospel hymns record, instrumental guitar and piano. And so that was my first experience in Nashville, and then I just started coming to Nashville for more and more things over the years.
Right.
And getting involved in this and that. And finally in 2008, about 4 years ago now, I decided I was going to move here permanently.
Wow. So do you live here by yourself? Do you have
I do.
family in the area?
No, I'm living by myself. I just rent a little condo in West Nashville, and I'm by myself.
Wow. And Rory plays all the time here in Nashville. I was reading just the other day you were playing jazz piano down at, I think, F. Scott's or something.
That's the fun thing about my life here in Nashville, is the variety of things I get to do. Last Wednesday I was playing saxophone and clarinet with a swing band, and then Thursday I was playing accordion and guitar doing Western swing, and Friday I was playing jazz piano at F. Scott's, which is the big jazz club here in town.
Club, yep.
And Saturday I was playing bluegrass mandolin with a different group, and so it's a fun way to earn a living.
Wow. We have a question coming in from Amaranth 315. Says, if you could relive any one moment in your musical career, what would it be?
Ooh, there are maybe a couple of moments, but one moment that's really special is I used to demo for Blade Guitars, which they make Strat style and Tele style guitars, made in Switzerland, and I was a demoer for those guys for a while, and so they took me to the NAMM shows and stuff, and during my off time, I would go around and check out the jazz guitars, the arch tops and stuff, and I found myself at the Heritage booth one afternoon, and I was playing, and just checking out their guitars, and all of a sudden this older guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you mind if I pick one with you?" And this happens a lot because people kind of watch the way I play, and they decide they want to pick a tune with me or what for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, well, here comes another guy who wants to pick a tune with me or whatever. So we start playing a tune, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy's actually really good. I'm digging this, and I have no idea. And then after we finish the song, he says, "Man, it was great to play with you. I'm Kenny Burrell." And
there you go.
So I got to play with Kenny Burrell, and I didn't even know I was playing with Kenny Burrell. And he was, demoing, and he endorsed by Heritage Guitars at the time, and and he was about ready to do, a demo at the Heritage booth, to help bring people by the booth and stuff. And he decided that I should do his little demo set with him. So then I proceeded to play 3 or 4 more songs with him there at the Heritage booth. So
how fun is
that? Was one of the experiences that it would be fun to relive again, because there's no videotape of it or anything, which is a real bummer. But.
Wow. Let's talk about your technique from a standard guitar perspective. Like me, your technique is so very, very different. Is your guitar tuned in standard tuning? So it's standard tuning.
It's standard tuning.
Are you right or left-handed?
I use both hands to play guitar.
Okay.
So for me, that's kind of always just been just a name, because I play piano with both hands. I play saxophone with both hands.
True.
So you play your instrument with both hands, and so really when you think about it, all my harmonic interest and complexity is coming from my right hand. So why would you say I'm a left-handed player just because I'm holding my pick in my left hand?
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I'm a left-handed guitar player, but that's just the name they give it.
Yeah. Now, your technique is so different. Did you? I can't even say that you would have learned it from anybody, because you probably just figured it out on your own.
Yeah, I didn't know who Jeff Healey was. Everybody likes to compare me to Jeff Healey, but I didn't know who he was until I was in my late teens. So I didn't aspire to grow up to play guitar like Jeff Healey or anything. And I just wanted to figure out a way to play guitar, and so that's what I did.
Doing the chords, I noticed with your index finger, you've got quite a bit of bend at your knuckles there when you're doing chords. Does that bother your hands at all to do that?
Not at all.
Kind of play a few chords with us, John. Maybe you can get a.
And see, I've got a reach that other people usually don't have. I can make the. So I can reach chords like that, or the really close. So.
Yeah, beautiful. What kind of guitar are you playing on today?
This is an Eastman guitar, and I really like it because it has nice acoustic projection too. For when I'm doing the gypsy jazz stuff. So it barks pretty nice acoustically, and I really like it. Plus, it was a guitar I could afford at the time. Brand new, this guitar is under $3,000.
Yeah.
And
wow,
which is pretty cool for a fully carved arch top.
Do you use just a normal pick?
I have a lot of different picks. Right, this is one of the Wiegand
Oh yeah,
picks
Um,
that was actually given to me
yeah.
because some people want me to try playing their picks and whatever.
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
this one was actually given to me, and then sometimes I use some of the V picks,
Right.
and um, I just have I've even got some rubber picks for different textures and stuff.
Right. I know we had one of our previous guests on live lessons was Russ Barenberg, and Russ turned me on to Wiegand picks, and it took me a while to track one down. They're not necessarily everywhere, but I
No.
did find one at Corner Music,
Well, there you go.
and it was I use it a lot for just flat picking stuff, more kind of like Russ Barenberg style stuff. Wonderful. Let's talk about jazz a little bit. If you were a beginning jazz player or beginning jazz guitarist, who would you suggest listening to get good jazz guitar in your ear?
Well, I mean, of course, there's the masters. There are there's Joe Pass and Wes Montgomery, and
Yeah.
it depends on what kind of jazz you're into. I mean, I really like a lot of the old players like Charlie Christian
Yeah.
and even Django and that gypsy jazz flavored kind of stuff. And for unique styles, of course, there's like Lenny Breau, who just did
Yeah.
crazy nuts things with jazz guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many choices. It kind of just depends on what direction. But I mean, I guess your standard players, Joe Pass and Wes Montgomery and Kenny Burrell and Johnny Smith, and
Yeah.
those are your kind of standards.
Right, those classic jazz players.
Yep.
If you're interested in playing jazz guitar and you don't know who Joe Pass is, that was probably the first stop on my guitar learning journey as far as jazz goes, was Joe Pass. So go to YouTube and type in Joe Pass and enjoy. He was definitely one of the greats that brought that whole chord melody type of playing to life. So Amoroso Law is writing, and one of our great discussion board members. Rory, I am blind as well. What suggestions can you give me regarding learning guitar?
Learn it as wrong and as backwards and as unconventional as you possibly can, because that's what worked for me. I mean, I really don't. I try not to give people advice that much, because everybody has their own road for manifesting how they're gonna do something. And I didn't really I didn't really have a guitar teacher or a guitar instructors or anything. I just listened to a lot of records. I grew up in gospel and country music, and so I grew up being a country musician for a lot of years, and still do whenever I can. And but I mean, just listen to players, and I guess if you need a teacher, go find a teacher, and because that's a perfectly legitimate and valid way to learn guitar, is from people who know how to play guitar.
Right.
I just happened to not do it that way.
Yeah.
And I just learned how to do it my own way.
Right. Well, let's play something as we're getting going here. I wanted to before we play. I want to play a jazz standard, "Autumn Leaves," that I saw that you had on one of your YouTube videos. That was just amazing. Before we do that, let's give something away, huh?
Excellent.
This is too early in the show to be doing this, but let's give something away. We're going to give away the good folks at Analysis Plus. Make some fabulous cables. Fabian, maybe you can throw up that link. Johnny Hyland turned me on to Analysis Plus cables, and the good folks at Analysis Plus sent us over a cable so that we could give away. This is a 10-foot, just their top-of-the-line cable. They won the Editor's Pick Award from Guitar Player Magazine for cables, so this is about as high-end of a cable as you can get. And somebody's going to win this. It's $119 retail.
Woo.
That's a lot of cable.
That is.
All righty, somebody's going to win this. The winner of this cable is Medicine Foot. So, Medicine Foot, what you need to do is type in, send us an email at service@legacylearningsystems.com with your information. They're saying that it's frozen again here, John. Yeah, let me say that again in case it was frozen when y'all did it. Medicine Foot is the winner of the cable. Medicine Foot, send us in an email with your address and whatnot on it, and we will send this out to you. So congratulations. All right, now let's play a little bit. We're going to play a song called Autumn Leaves. I was going to try and actually put this up on the website. I'll do that tomorrow when I get back in the office. What I am looking at now is just a simple lead sheet. The song is in the key of G, and it's just a great study in 2/5 progressions. As it kind of goes, it just jumps around on 2/5 progressions all the way through the song. So we're going to play this, having never played it together before, as many jazz duos as I've played in.
There you go.
It always happens this way. Rory, go ahead and start us out.
you go.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That was the great jazz standard, Autumn Leaves, with Rory Hoffman. So glad you are here, Rory. Wow, I almost don't want to go on to other things. That was so great. I want to play some more. But I better tell you about a couple more things. Wow, that was really great. I could do more of that all night long. All right, we sent out our newsletter today, and in it we had our resources sale. So we turned on a new sale for resources. Gosh, I hate to talk about resources, but we do have some good jazz stuff in there. One of the things that I picked out, since this was Jazz Month, in honor of Rory being here, is I picked out the book that goes with me on pretty much every jazz gig I've ever been on, and that's the real book.
Aha.
So if you were a jazz player, this is probably the best book I would suggest that you buy. When I was in college, these used to be illegal, and now they have legal versions of them. But when I was in college, there was, at the end of jazz ensemble rehearsal, this shady-looking character came in the back door and just laid a bunch of real books on the floor. And you just went back after rehearsal and you bought yourself, and that's how I bought my first real book. You just knew somebody who sold them out of his trunk, sort of a thing. But now, Hal Leonard has put these together, and so this is not a teaching resource in that sense. It's a book of just songs. It's like 200, 240 jazz standards, and gosh, literally every jazz gig I've played in the last 20, 30 years, this book has been in my gig bag, because there's just always tunes that you can read out of that. So that's part of it. And then here's a new thing that they didn't have when I was learning how to play, was these play-along CDs. Now they've got jam CDs for every song in the real book. So part of our resources we're offering the real book plus 12 CDs of a jazz quartet playing every stinking song in the real book.
There you go.
So you can practice with and practice your soloing, learn the tunes, all that sort of stuff. You want to be a jazz guitarist, get all of this stuff in about 3 months and lock yourself in your room, and you will come out playing and knowing tunes, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, so that's part of the resources. And then the other thing, I thought this was just cool. And so I was in Gruhn's Guitar Shop. This is about a month or two ago. I have lunch with Greg Voros quite often, and love it down there. And one of the things I passed by was this little odd-shaped thing. And this is, are you ready? A guitar stand. I put this out, I put that out. I fold it out like this. It's great quality wood. It stands on four points rather than a normal guitar stand, which stands on 3. It is solid, and here's the best part. It folds up like this, and it fits in most guitar cases or gig bag.
There you go.
This is a great thing. Solid wood. It's a classy little item. And I thought, oh, that would be perfect. We got Father's Day and stuff like this. This would be a perfect little thing. So this is called a Cooper stand, put out by Daniel Cooper, who lives here in town. And these are great. I believe Steve Cropper had a quote from him saying, this is one of the most innovative pieces of music gear ever. And I would agree with him. This is a cool little new invention. It's a great thing. Anyway, so those two things are on our resources page. Fabian, maybe you've got that link. If you're interested in that, have at it. Check out that page. We are going to give away one more thing. You ready? We are going to give away a Cooper. Somebody's going to win this Cooper stand guitar stand.
Ooh,
all right?
Can I put my name in the drawing for that?
You should be able to. You should be able to do this. These are great. So somebody is about to win this. The winner of the Cooper stand guitar stand. You ready? It is Billy Greenshoes. Billy Greenshoes. You've just won this fantastic Cooper stand foldable guitar stand. I've used these actually on the road too as well, and they're great. You can just put them in a little gig bag and you've got a guitar stand rather than messing around with all the metal stuff. Congratulations, Billy Greenshoes. That's fun. That's exciting. All right. We are going to take a quick 30-second break while we change some things around here. So you guys hang around with us for another 30 seconds, and we'll get Rory to play us a little bit more and learn a little bit more, take some more of your questions. See you guys in just a minute.
Further Furthering your education, Legacy Learning Systems offers a unique resource to all students, the Learn and Master online community. Here you can communicate with fellow students and course instructors and immerse yourself into an interactive community where knowledge, fun facts, and experiences are shared. Signing up is easy. Take your learning to the next level. The Learn and Master online community. Your place for serious instruction.
Okay, I just barely made it back in time here. Great. Okay. Let's see. Let's take one question that I see coming up here on the discussion board. Ben23922 asked, Rory, do you think that your blindness has actually helped you learn to play other instruments?
I've never been sighted. So
that's true.
I don't have
That's
anything
true.
to compare it to.
That's right.
But I mean, maybe it just has. Maybe the fact that I have become totally enamored with music has something to do with the fact that I'm blind, and so auditory stimulation is big, in my world, and so I just had all the musical instruments around that everybody in my family was playing, and I just wanted to learn how to play them all.
Yeah.
Now, if I had been a sighted person, maybe I would have become more interested in sports or something than I am. I don't know. I mean, there's really no way to know that. My only answer is some of the best musicians on planet Earth weren't blind.
That's right.
So, the fact that I am, I really don't know if it has anything to do with it or not.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. I've got a question for you, Rory. Have you tried to play the guitar normal? One of the guys is asking. Not normal, but I mean in a standard position.
I have, but never long enough to, get good at it. I mean, I've learned how to, make a D chord and make a C chord and stuff like that, but I just find it unwieldy and I don't like to do it that way. And having done it this way so long and having developed a certain amount of facility playing it this way, there was just really, I had no desire to learn to play it conventionally. That being said, playing the guitar this way kind of limits you to, sitting in a chair and playing your instrument.
Yeah.
You're not going to be running all over the stage and, dive bombing off the stage and playing the guitar with your teeth and playing the guitar between your legs and behind your back and whatever else, gimmick type stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to sit there and you're going to play your instrument. So,
Right.
And I'm totally fine with that. So.
Rory, I know we're now in a jazz setting. Some of the guys are asking about gear and things like that. I can tell you what Rory's playing through right now. Rory is going right from his guitar into my amp, which is a Polytone 12-inch speaker. I forget the model number. I've had it for way too many years. And that's what he's going through right now. So that's what you're hearing. But when you play other things, because you've played chicken picking country stuff, and I've heard you play blues stuff. And what kind of gear are you running through then?
I've really never been that much of a gearhead, mostly just because I play so many instruments that, I can't, I'm not in a position where I can buy, 10 different amps.
Right.
So, I've really got very little in terms of, I've got a Telly for playing country music, and I've got a Strat, and I own a lot of guitars, but as far as amps go, I don't really have that much. I've got, a PV Classic 30 for a, nice little tube amp, and then I've got a small little Alesis amp, which I actually use on the road a lot, which is a transistor, amp, which it isn't nothing special, but it can take a beating.
Yeah,
you could throw it off of a 10-story building and it would survive. And so I really like to use that little guy for the road. But I don't really have much other than that. And if I'm in recording studios and stuff, typically they have nice amps I can run through and stuff for recording and stuff. So.
Wonderful. Someone is asking, Ellis James is asking, are you currently playing a round neck or a square neck?
It's a normal.
Yeah, it's a normal
guitar neck.
Normal regular guitar neck. Nothing fancy about it.
No, it's just a regular stock guitar, Eastman guitar. I have a couple classical guitars, which are slightly more square shaped. And I actually had a guy build an electric mandolin for me, a 5-string electric mandolin, which, is square necked. And, and stuff like that. But, it's, typically I just buy normal guitars that anybody would buy and play them. I don't really like the round back guitars like Ovations and stuff because they don't
difficult
sit
to
well
sit
on
in.
my guitar, but on my lap. But.
Yeah. Very cool. And you have a website, Rory Hoffman?
RoryHoffman.com.
Yep. And you are playing quite a bit these days.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I play with a gypsy jazz trio called the Gypsy Hombres, and I play guitar and accordion with them. I play with another group called Swing Street, which I play clarinet and saxophone and accordion and guitar. I play accordion and guitar with a Western Swing band, a great singer named Carolyn Martin. I tour with a few shows with a Hank Williams Sr. tribute show, a couple different Patsy Cline shows where I'm a keyboardist, I'm a pianist, and a Swingin' Cowboys show in which I play harmonica and banjo, among other things. And then when I'm in town, session work whenever I can get it, and just keep a lot of irons in the fire. That's kind of how it works for me because I'm not working with any big touring acts or any big names, or I don't have any big things that I'm doing. Just keep a lot of small and medium stuff, a lot of schedule juggling, but enough to make a living playing music, and that's about all you can ask for.
If you were kind of encouraging a young jazz player, what are some things technically or harmonically that they should be honing in on, working on, arpeggios or types of chords? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Again, it kind of depends on your style. I mean, the gypsy jazz that I play, the rhythm that a gypsy jazz guitar player does is really... They're really chunking them chords, but then in other times you want learn how to build chords stacking fourths, Learn how to make those kind of voicings, or if you want to play in the Johnny Smith style, learn how to make the close voicings. So there's just so many different things. Wes Montgomery learned how to do the octaves thing. And so there's just all the different little tricks and stuff. But I guess having an understanding of theory is good for jazz because you're making complicated chords.
Yeah.
You're making flat ninth, sharp 11th chords and stuff, and learning how to make those chords and learning how to voice chords, like voice leading and stuff. So like if you're on a G 7th chord, you don't have to move all the way up here to get a D 7th chord. Learning how to do your voice leading so you can just move up 2 frets or 1 fret, and there's your D7. So your G7, your C7, your D7 are all within 1 fret of each other if you learn how to do certain types of voice leadings, Yeah. And learning how to do that kind of stuff is important, So
yeah.
And I'm really bad at being a teacher, so I have no idea why you got me in on a lessons guitar thing. You
have a lot to give. I tell you have a lot to give.
I've really never thought of myself as being one to teach somebody how to do something, because on guitar, again, I was never really taught how to do anything. I learned how to do it. I did have some instruction on saxophone and on piano, and so I know the concept of how to teach people stuff, but I've just really never spent a whole lot of time thinking about how would I go about teaching somebody this.
Right. If you were, I noticed you mentioned the gypsy jazz stuff, which has just always been fascinating to me. Do you have anything in your back pocket you could play for us in that style, that gypsy jazz style?
Well, it would kind of need a come. Do you?
I don't know all that many tunes in that style.
Like minor swing or even like Limehouse Blues or After You've Gone or.
Okay. Let me whip out my handy dandy real book. And
There you go.
let me see if it's in here, then I know it.
I don't know if Minor Swing would be in there. Limehouse Blues might
Limehouse,
be in
there
there.
we go, Limehouse Blues. And they do it in what, A flat here?
Okay, well that's
Okay.
an interesting key.
Is that wrong? I'll do whatever you want.
I'm fine with that. Do you want to play it in G? G is the friendlier key.
Sure, let's do G. Okay,
Okay. Do you want to give me the melody or do you want to play the accompaniment?
I'll play the accompaniment. You do the thing.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Something like that.
Something like that. Something like that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Wow. It is 7:50 already. Our time is just going crazy away from us. Let's give away one more thing. We've got the Epiphone guitar pack that we want to give away. It's this guitar actually back here. It's a wonderful little kind of a Les Paul Jr. looking guitar, and it comes with a little amp and a strap and cords and cables and all that sort of stuff. So one thing about this is that we can't, unfortunately, give it to anybody who is outside of the U.S. due to all shipping kind of restrictions and restrictions from Epiphone. So it has to be somebody within the U.S. So you ready? Somebody is going to win this. The winner is Jack Fixit. So Jack Fixit, hopefully you live in the United States. So if you are here, Jack, just go ahead and type in so we know that you are actually seeing us. Jack, go ahead and email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com, and we will send out your new guitar to you wherever you're at, as long as you're in the continental U.S.
There you go.
So congratulations. That's a lot of fun. I wanted to touch base about our discussion board. We had a switch over in our discussion board, which those of you who are active on our discussion board realize that this all happened in the last week. It was as much a surprise to me as it was to you guys of the drastic changes in our online world. But I kind of like it. It's cool. We've got some things that we still need to fix on it, the chat function, the discussion board, or the blogs and things like that. But I just want to let you know that we are working on that and excited about what that could become. I wasn't really emotionally prepared for another big change in our discussion board, but it kind of happened anyway when we were doing some upgrading. So there you go. So we are working on the chat. I know that is a big deal to us all, and so hopefully in a couple of days they'll have figured out the chat problem, and we'll get that to add on to what we currently have. So a couple last-minute announcements before we play one more. We had our newsletter came out today. Gosh, this is the day that everything came out. So the newsletter came out today. So I've got a bunch of there's all kinds of new tips. If you're not on our newsletter list, Fabian, maybe you can put up a link that would get them to the newsletter. Ooh, which I probably didn't give you, so you may have to hunt that down. So anyway, so you can sign up for our newsletter. So we send these out once a month. In them, I give a tip. This time, I'm giving a tip on how to get kind of a U2 edge guitar sound using your delay pedal. And so we're talking about delay effects. We've kind of been in acoustic fingerstyle world for a while, so I thought I would jump into kind of rock and effects and things. So there's a great tip on getting a U2 edge delay sound in our newsletter, as well as all kinds of other things. I would like to congratulate our student of the month, Bill Applegate, Apple Daddy, as you know him on the discussion board. So congratulations, Bill, for being the Learn to Master Guitar Student of the Month. That's fun. I was so glad that you were able to do it. That's great. Also wanted to remind you guys, we've been doing something special this month, and I've kind of named it, actually kind of in honor that Rory was here, and it's been on my heart to do as well. I've kind of titled this month, No Excuses, a Guitar Month, here in June. So there's a thread on the discussion board, No Excuses Guitar Month, and I've been trying to give you guitar thoughts for the day every day in June. And I want you to do 2 goals. It's not too late to be a part of this with us. I'm doing this, and your guys are a lot of guys on the discussion board are doing this as well. 2 goals. What I want you to do first is set a goal for yourself. Here are the 2 things for No Excuses Guitar Month. Set a goal for yourself, a realistic 30-day goal. Don't go crazy. I'm going to practice 5 hours a day. Don't do that. Just put a realistic goal and then write it out. Something about writing it out helps you reach that goal of your learning journey. So we're going to really focus on why wait till New Year's to make New Year's resolutions and all that sort of stuff. Let's do it in June. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I want you to go out and have a new playing experience. So you need to play with somebody or in a new venue that you have never played with before. So if you always play with your buddies down at the Bluegrass Jam, that doesn't count. You got to find something new. Just put yourself in a different musical situation and stretch yourself a new way. Part of No Excuses Guitar Month is, I don't know about you, but I'm tempted to at times to go, gosh, learning is really hard work. And it takes, learning how to play is hard work. And Rory can attest, it is very hard work.
It is. I mean, I've been at it for 30 years now because I'm 34 years old, and it's work, but it's fun work. I mean, you could find something a lot less fun to do, and so though it's work, it's fun work and it's rewarding.
That's right. And in the end, you're making music.
There you go.
Which is the best part of it. So I'd encourage you to join in No Excuses Guitar Month with us. Check out the discussion board. You can get our guitar thoughts for the day and join in with us. So I'd encourage you to do that. And let's see if we can all come out the end of June being at another level in our guitar playing than we were when we started out. There won't be a live lesson next week. I'm going to take the week off because it is my lovely wife and I's anniversary. So I'm going to take the week off. And then plus our producer John is getting married. So congratulations, John. So there's no live lesson next week. Next one will be June 19th, and I'm going to talk about keeping in the jazz theme. I'll be talking about jazz turnarounds and how to get a jazzy sound out of your instrument. Gibson Skills House, we got some new lessons up there. I put up a new one on finger flexibility. We've done a lot of finger flexibility exercises, and so we put that into a Skills House lesson. You'll also notice, if you're watching us on Ustream, the middle box will get you underneath the Ustream window, will actually get you to our the Gibson Skills House links. That'll take you right to Gibson Skills House, where we provide all the educational content. Some of the guys have put up some great songs, All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix and Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar. So if you're interested in learning any of those two songs, we put those up over at Skills House as well. All right, that's enough of me jabbering. If you like us and like what we do here, please like us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and or go back and rate the videos, or even something better, Gibson has added this feature over in Skills House to leave feedback, and so they're watching that closely. And if you like the lessons that we're putting up over on Gibson Skills House, take a few minutes and leave some feedback over there in a particular lesson, and that will go a long way and help us out a lot during this time. All right, as we're winding down, I just want to encourage you, you can do it. Learning is hard, but it's a love for music that gets you through it. And if I can do it, if Rory can figure out how to play this instrument, having never seen it, by golly, we all have no excuse. So it's been a great lesson. Thank you for joining us. Rory's going to play us out with one song. What song are you going to play for us?
Well, since we just kind of did a barn burner, I'll kind of medium us back down again with a nice little tune called My Romance.
Thank you so much, Rory, for taking time out of your schedule and all of that to be here with us. It's an honor to have you here with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. Adopt a musician. Buy my music. For 1 month, you can feed a musician for a month. For $1 a month.
Rory, I had forgotten about this. Rory had brought one of his CDs. We will get this. John, I need one more winner. Someone's going to win this. I'll have so great that Rory could provide this. Autumn Leaves, one of the songs that we did at the opening or in the middle, is actually on this song. So someone is going to win.
It's my swing record, and I'm playing like a dozen different instruments on there, and lots of guitar on there, and it's my latest record I just came out with October of last year.
Yeah.
And I think you'll enjoy the record. It's a bunch of fun. So.
Wow. The winner of this is Tango Dan.
Tango Dan.
Tango Dan, you have just won Rory's new CD. Hey, Tango, just send us in service@legacylearningsystems.com your information, and we will get this out to you. Thanks, everyone, for being part of this amazing night with us. I hope you're doing well, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great week.